One of the biggest ways that our society is programming men to fail in dating is by telling men that men and women are the same and that dating is about equality and that you should go 50-50 in your dating process and that then women will want you. And that doesn't work in reality. Going 50-50 and wanting to make things equal, that destroys attraction, and it can be one of the sole reasons why your dating life will suck. And that's why I'm going to break down in this video why this idea of going 50-50, in this idea that you can do anything a woman can do and that attraction will still be there, that is total horseshit, and why that will ruin your dating life. So that brings us to the first point, which is that you should never match her energy. Because men and women are not the same. She can do certain things in dating that for you are totally unacceptable and that will ruin her attraction. And matching her energy is one of those, because she texts you after a date, "Oh, I had such a fun time tonight, when can I see you again?" And you think, because things should be 50-50, you think, well, I can do the same thing to her. I could also tell her, well, I also had a fun time tonight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see you again. You destroy her attraction. You will never see her again when you text like that to her and when you're matching her energy. Because for women, it's totally acceptable to be needy to you. That does not change anything about your attraction. She still is hot the moment that she is very needy and she sends you, "Oh, I had such a fun time tonight, when can I see you again?" Nothing changes for you. You still want to sleep with her. But when you text that to her, you come off like a low status guy that doesn't understand women and that is very thirsty for her the moment that you text all of that back to her. And the reason that that happens is because men and women experience attraction in a completely different way. For men, it's mostly physical. That's why it doesn't matter if she becomes needy and she starts sending you those texts. For women, it's purely emotional. It's purely about how you behave, how you show up, and the things that you communicate with her. And because women are hypergamous, they always date up. They always want to date a guy that has higher status, that takes care of business, a guy that knows how to lead her properly. Yeah, because women are the submissive sex, they want to fall into your frame. But the moment that you match her energy, you actually tell her, well, I'm actually below you. Yeah, I'm lower status than you. And I put you on a pedestal because you have a cooter. And also many beta males out there, they will match her energy by thinking, well, she is emotional to me. She opens up and she is transparent and she is telling me about her feelings. So I can do the same thing to her. No, you can't, man. You need to be that rock that she can hold on to. You need to be less emotional than her. You need to be emotionally detached. Because if you're not going to do that, if you're going to also open up about your emotions, you will ruin her attraction. Men and women are not the same. You cannot do the same thing that she does. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Biology doesn't care about how you have been culturally conditioned to think about dating, or what Disney told you, or what songs on the radio have brainwashed you to think about how dating should be in reality. Because attraction is always built by polarity. You lead and she follows. And that creates a healthy dynamic. And that creates a dynamic where she will become wet for you, where she will want to have enthusiastic bedroom fun with you, and where you will become happy because you will get the best treatment from her. So that brings us to the second point, which is that equality in reality, the way that society propagates it to men, actually means that she ends up dominating you. Because what does our society tell about these equal partnerships, yeah, and going 50-50? It actually means cave into all of her demands, listen to her very well, put her needs first. Yeah, you are not important. You need to serve her. You need to put her on a pedestal. All of that shows that you're low status, and it basically ends up with a dating dynamic where she dominates you, where she bosses you around, and this ruins the polarity because she takes on the role of the man and you take on the role of the woman. And that's why in these equal partnerships and where men are going 50-50, it always ends up in a dead bedroom, it always ends up with divorces, it always ends up with nasty stuff, it always ends up with her cheating, because women have this biological need to go for a guy that leads her properly and that doesn't see her as an equal. So that brings us to the third point, which is that an equal relationship, an equal partnership, it always means that she doesn't like you. Because if a woman really, really likes you, she will just follow your lead and she will do it enthusiastically. If a woman comes into a dating dynamic and she wants you to listen to a woman that is opinionated and that she starts bossing you around and that she dominates you and that she doesn't step into your frame, then she just doesn't like you. And that's the reality for 99% of men out there. Because 99% of men out there, they end up in relationships where the woman just doesn't like them. She acts difficult, she's not following his lead, And the reason that that happens is because she didn't like you that much to begin with. And most men, they just fall into the trap of just spending more time with her and getting into a relationship and they're thinking that everything is all right because they do not know what is genuine desire. They do not know what it's like to have a woman genuinely into you, yeah, and do kinky stuff with you in the bedroom, and that she is enthusiastic about you, and that she follows your lead, and that she is very sweet and feminine, and all of that good stuff, all of the things that you want to get out of a relationship. Most men have never sensed that, and that's why they end up in these equal partnerships where the woman is difficult and where she is just bossing you around. Because the truth is that once you experience that high level of attraction and desire, you're never going back to an equal partnership, and you're also never going back to a dating dynamic where the woman is acting difficult. Relationships and dating are never democratic. That never works because attraction cannot be negotiated. Desire can also never be negotiated. If a woman constantly argues with you, then she doesn't see you as competent, she doesn't like you, and you just need to bin her off. You just need to find someone else that will happily fall into your frame and that will be feminine with you and that will want a relationship where there's healthy polarity. So that brings us to the fourth point, which is that equality goes against human nature. Because men and women are not equal. Because men and women evolved to be complements to one another. Men and women evolved for different roles, and it will stay like that up until the end of time. It doesn't matter what your cultural condition is or what your social ideology is telling you about dating and relationships and how you should treat women. And one of the biggest reasons that equality does not exist in dating is because women are hypergamous. They always date up. Women date up in status, they date up in income, they date up in social positioning. You can name it, whatever metric you can come up with, but women always date up to some degree. And that's why if you are not that guy that she sees as higher status, then you will kill attraction, there will be no polarity, and she will never want to sleep with you. And that's basically what ends up in these equal partnerships. Yeah, you end up in a dead bedroom because she doesn't see you as someone that she can look up to, someone that she can admire, yeah, a giant that she really has genuine desire for. She doesn't see that. She sees you as her equal. And because you're equal, no polarity, and that's why you end up in a dead bedroom. And this is going to be true even for the most powerful, the most wealthy corporate women out there. Even those types of women, they still want to be with a man that they can look up to and that is superior to her in many ways. A guy that is higher status. And also what you guys need to understand that because there is no equality in dating and in relationships, that you should never go 50-50 with her when you are on a date. Yeah, you pay for that bill. Even if you are a guy that's living in one of those countries where it's socially propagated to men to always go 50-50 and to split the bill because we're equals and all of that jazz. You guys in Scandinavia, you guys in the Netherlands, Germany, these kind of places, yeah, where it's a very popular idea to split the bill. You shouldn't do that because you're going to ruin her attraction. And this is going to be true especially if you're going to date women from non-Western countries. Yeah, if you're dating women from Eastern Europe, yeah, Russia, Ukraine, anywhere, Latin America, Asian countries. If you're dating women from these places and you go 50-50, you will never see her again. And it doesn't matter that you're from one of these Scandinavian countries or Germany or the Netherlands and that they have been telling you all of your life you should go 50-50 on a bill. Women don't give a fuck about that. Attraction doesn't give a fuck about that. But it's going to be the same if you're dating a gal from one of these countries, yeah, in Scandinavia, Germany, the Netherlands. Yeah, if she takes out her purse, yeah, and she proposes to go 50-50 and to split the bill, that you say to her, no, I got this one. You can do the next one. Yeah, you handle it in a playful, in a warm way, yeah, but you still make sure that you pay for that bill. And the reason that you do that is because it shows leadership and you're leading the interaction. And if you're not going to do that, then you will destroy her attraction. Because attraction doesn't care about your social conditioning, about culture, how your parents raised you, or about contemporary Western ideology. It doesn't care about any of that. So that brings us to the fifth point, which is that democracy doesn't work in dating and relationships. Because you need to be that guy that leads properly. You propose clear plans. Yeah, let's do this, let's do that. You make clear plans and you own up to your words and you own up to your actions and you also own up to your mistakes. Because the truth is that women are not very good at being accountable. They also do not like that much to be accountable. They prefer a guy that takes charge and that takes away all of her worries. Yeah, women do not want to think. That's why you need to make clear plans. Let's do this, let's do that. Because that takes away all of the thinking from her. And then she can just be feminine, and then she can truly be worry-free with you. And when you go democratic in your relationship and in your dating life, what will happen is that you will start to ask her for permission for everything. What do you want to do? What do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? And all of these questions, they ruin her attraction. And the reason that it ruins her attraction is because you are trying to make her think. And she doesn't want to think, she wants you to do all of the thinking for her. And also, democracy doesn't work in dating and relationships, because the moment that something goes wrong, then you will just end up finger pointing toward each other. Yeah, and women do not like that, because women, they do not like to be accountable, they do not really like it, and they're also not very good at it. They prefer to just let you deal with all of the nonsense. And if you're a proper motherfucker, then you will just say, yes, I made a mistake, yeah, and I'm going to fix it here, right now. Yeah, I own up to my words and I own up to my actions. But most of you guys, you just want to go democratic and go into an equal partnership with a woman, so that you basically can blame her and that you can be like a little bitch. And that's why it's always better that you just take ownership. Also, that behavior is way more attractive. Yeah, let's do this, or things are not working out, whatever the case it may be, that you just say, yeah, I'm going to do this and I own up to my words and my actions. Just finger pointing and pretending that you're democratic, that is just going to make you look like a guy that has no status, that has no balls. And because you come off so weak, that will make her drive for you. So that brings us to the last point, which is that women do not want equal partnerships, equal relationships. Women do not want to go 50-50. Because why is it that women are hitting up all of these celebrities in the DMs? Is it because they want to be 50-50 and be in equal partnerships with some guy that is way more famous than her and that is rich as fuck? Yeah, why do you think that is? It's because women are hypergamous. They always want to date up. Even women that are very well off in their careers and in the corporate world and all of that, they will still date a guy that makes more money than them, yeah, that has higher status than them, that other men also look up to. So why is that? It's because women do not want to have those equal partnerships, those equal relationships. They want you to take charge properly. They want you to own up to your actions, yeah, and they want you to take away all of the thinking from her, so that she can be worry-free and so that she can be feminine and that she can just sit back and relax while you're leading the interaction and having a fun time with her. And it doesn't matter how you've been conditioned socially or culturally, because attraction will always override that. Biology doesn't care about how you were raised or how people told you that 50-50 equal partnerships, that is a great idea. Biology only cares about what is attractive. Are you good breeding stock? Are you a man that can take care of business? Are you a guy that is an authority? Are you a guy that takes leadership? Are you a guy that has proper balls, that owns up to his actions? Because that is attractive. So that's it, guys. So if you're currently frustrated with your dating life and you're looking for a solution, I'm open to helping you. You can book a call with me with the link in the bio, and then we can talk about how we're going to get you the dating life that you've always wanted in the next few months. So that's it, guys. Peace.